If it don't involve money, then I don't accept. about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. About
Oh,
It's all about
Yep.
humanity. About humanity.
Yeah, I'm kind of down, I guess. Once this game ends, probably.
About
It is hopefully almost over because we're getting obliterated.
oh, he's getting.
We actually might win this.
Hello, my
We
friends.
actually won a fucking event. Holy shit.
Yeah, like we should win this one for sure.
If we are one grain of sand in the middle of the ocean, can you try to understand how our touch can cause explosions? Rise up, I'm too great to be landed. Rise up, we're too great to be standing.
They ain't never gonna stop us, fly at 'em like choppers, better took those risks, hold one of my fists, we fire starters, one out of a million will reach those heights, always get a feeling that I won't deny, not work, never could toss, look in my eyes, I'm on the rocks, rise. Rise, cutting my size, trying to make sense of it all comprise. Highs, spinning these skies. Never stuck down, feeling paralyzed, but I'm up now. We all too late to fall. Yeah, anyone coming, I'ma lift them all. Never look down when there's risk involved. I got guts, got a lot, I gotta wish it all. Ain't got no feelings, we just floating. Yeah, I'm that grain of sand that made it out the ocean. A couple milli now, I'm causing a commotion. I've been coasting, hear my name around the world like an explosion.
So rise up, rise up. We are the apocalypse, and a pill that keeps us floating. As we fly above the stars, the night won't scare us falling. So rise up, I'm too great to be landed. Rise up, we're too great to be standing.
They ain't never gonna stop us, fly at 'em like choppers, better took those risks, hold one of my fists, we fire starters, let's go, one out of a million will reach those heights, always get a feeling that I won't deny, not work, never could toss, look in my eyes, I'm on the rocks, rise.
Try your luck and take a chance. Get for the risks in this moment. Take my hand, then break my heart. I'll never walk this road again. Stumbling steps grow to a dance where things change forever. There's no regrets, only the past. Will I change? Never.
Hasn't started.
Swing me around, take me down. You won't break me, I'm too strong. Keep saying it wrong, I'll play along, but I will never be a victim. So swing me around, take me down. You won't break me, I'm too strong. Keep saying it wrong, I'll play along, but I will never be a victim.
Hello, brother.
We barely know you hurt, I grow, I rock, you roll, we steal the show. I lock you low, I'm a beautiful disaster, a reckoning. You wonder how I got this way. You think I'm someone to be saved, someone to clean up and tame. Oh, some things never change, never change. Oh. You think I would look pretty on your arm once you cover up my bruises and battle scars, but it always ends the same. Can't bear the things I've had to face, got you crying on your knees in pain. Oh, some things never change, never change. Oh, you'll break your back to make me feel again, suffocate to make me breathe again, lose your mind from endless pain. Some things never change, never change. Oh, redemption never came. I stopped asking for forgiveness, cause you should know only fools tread where the angels fear to go, but you keep trying to get too close. Save myself by turning into stone, so save your judgment cause you just don't know. But some things never change, never change. Oh, they say I should feel guilty and change my ways, leaving crumpled bodies in my wake. Swear I didn't mean to make them break, swear I didn't mean to make them break. But they're so delicate and so mundane, and they keep coming like a moth to a flame. Oh, some things never change, never change. You'll break your back to make me feel again, suffocate to make me breathe again, lose your mind from endless pain. Some things never change, never change. Oh, redemption never came.
You make me move, you make me dance, you make my heart beat super fast. You lift me up, you make me laugh. Baby, you're the best I ever had. You're the best I ever had. You're the best I ever had. Best I ever had. You're the best I ever had. Best I ever had. You're the best I ever had. You make my heart beat super fast. Super fast. Super fast.
You make my heart beat super fast.
What does love feel like? What does love feel like? You're the best I ever had. You're the best I ever had. Best I ever had. You're the best I ever had. Best I ever had. You're the best I ever had. You make my heart beat super fast.
You make my heart beat, you make my heart beat, you make my heart beat super fast. You make my heart beat, you make my heart beat super fast. All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you very much. I am Charles Elroy. Joining me tonight, special guest, Dat Joe. Go ahead and say hi, Joe.
Everybody.
We are going to be shoutcasting this 3-game scrim between Urgotten involved and Orbita. Urgotten is going to be the blue side for this first game. Orbital will be the red side. And we will be shoutcasting the game and streaming it live here to you. The teams are just now finishing up the pro draft in the browser, and we will get into the client draft here shortly. So stay tuned, and we will be coming at you live.
Your emperor shall return.
Playtime's over.
All right. Unfortunately, they did do or not unfortunately, but rather, but it looks like they are just going to go through the ban phase kind of quickly since they've already mapped out the draft in the pro draft. So we'll get to see what they pick here in just a moment. Joe, are you excited for this match?
Yeah, I can't wait. We got some master players in here. I think I saw a grandmaster player. So high elo.
The
Draft looks pretty volatile too, so it'll be interesting.
The column Koi guy is also a challenge level player, so I'm excited to see him play in here too.
Yeah, lots of high elo.
All right, first pick is a Cho'Gath, and it looks like the answer to that is going to be a Nasus. Who do you think wins the matchup between those two?
No, I think Nasus will probably outscale, but Cho'Gath can definitely be a pain in the butt, so we'll just have to see how it plays out.
Pull him around early for sure. We've got a Cho'Gath, we've got a Fiddlesticks into a Xin Zhao. Lucian and a Malphite, that should be real fun for the Lucian.
Oh yeah.
Yuck.
This jungle matchup especially will be interesting.
Xin Zhao is really strong right now. He just bursts people down, but having the Fiddlesticks available as far as his R goes and everything else is going to be huge for team fights.
I want a turn.
There we go.
This might not be the order that they were selecting in. Looks like they're just each
Yeah.
role is just drafting the champ.
They're drafting from top to support. So we'll have about 4 or 5 minutes before the actual game begins, but we get to go ahead and check out everything.
Sweet. These comps are interesting. I'm loving this Callista Alistar. Super aggressive. Oh, is Nasus support happening?
I don't know.
Interesting.
I'm interested to see how that team shakes out since they've got Malphite and Nasus on there. If I had to guess, I would assume Karma's going support, Malphite is going into Lucian, and Nasus is going top, but that could be totally
You would
off.
think. Yeah. Interesting. Well, if it does stay Nasus support, I gotta throw the advantage to Callista Alistar. I feel like Ezreal Nasus is maybe
That's
not
a-
a strong 2v2 all in.
That's a dirty combo with the Callista R throwing an Alistar into somebody. But I've
Yeah.
seen the Ezreal with the Divine Sunder. He's been really strong in the last couple games that we've been shoutcasting here. So I'm excited to see him pop up again.
Yeah, and it actually looks like it might be Karma top. Well, I guess we'll have to find out here.
That could be Karma being top versus being support with a Nasus on the team. I'm having to assume that they are just doing a role flip there. But I have no idea. We'll see if maybe this is some secret OP draft style that we're just not familiar with, and that this is like a top elo strat that's coming onto the scene.
Yeah, it's very possible.
If so, I'm going to run Nasus support from now on.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame you.
But this is let's see, that's Urgotten Evolved, which is the red team. So it looks like they're the ones that are going to be rolling through with the the crazy pick with NASA support, but Karma could go top. She was in top a couple games yesterday, and it was very fun to watch.
Yeah, she's pretty good, I say, at like nullifying a lane. You know, it's hard to shove on her, and generally it's pretty easy for her to go even and then start grouping up for team fights and really shining there.
Well, and also, I was ready to say, like you said, the team fights. When she gets into a team fight, her boosted E, her empowered Q, it can do a lot of work.
Yeah, it'll really enable the Malphite Xin to run at this team. But they got a lot of peel, and they got Lucian and Kalista who can absolutely melt the front line if they don't get onto them quick enough. So it'll be interesting to find out who can execute better in these team fights.
And I like seeing the Lucian pick mid. I don't love the into the Malphite, so I'm assuming he got countered there, but it's going to be fun to see him run around the map just with how mobile he is, how much damage he can output alongside the Callista. Those team fights are going to get wild.
Yeah. And I would expect the Malphite to build tank here, and just itemize against Lucian and Kalista. I don't think the Cho'Gath or Fiddle will have enough burst to initially take you down if you're building tank items, specifically armor and health. So
Yeah, after he hits a certain point, even if he goes into a Fiddlesticks, I don't think he's going to get burst down quick enough by that Fid or by the Cho.
be interesting to see.
I'm also
Really
excited.
excited to see Nasus, to be honest.
We just want to see where that goes at the end of the day. Also, the one thing I'm excited about too is I always kind of I love to look at the summer spells and see what they did, because yesterday there was a game where Gwen went teleport and ignite, no flash. And that was a very
Saw that.
bold move. It paid off in the
Yeah.
end, but sometimes those bold moves gives you a little bit more pressure in lane, and that's what you need.
Yeah, it definitely enables the 1v1 more, and we actually even saw it in LCS today from the Team Liquid game, if I can remember correctly. So Gwen with TP Ignite, I think, is pretty strong, but I don't foresee a TP Ignite top lane happening here. I would assume TP
No.
Flash. Yeah.
But I think the other reason they take that on her is because her crowd control ability means she doesn't have to waste a flash to get away from crowd control ability. She can just continue to run the whole time. So she's
Yeah.
got a little bit more utility that way.
He
But here
is
we go,
definitely a
getting loaded
good
in.
champ.
Let's see what we have going on here. So that is going to be a NASA support, AP NASA support with exhaust. And the game has paused. Looks like somebody had to use the bathroom real quickly. Give me a moment while I get everything set up in the game.
That'd be interesting. So Nasus with Comet and Ezreal sounds like a lane that is looking to maybe just always have priority and shove.
There will be a lot of shove coming through that lane. That's right, Slooper Cooper, you called it. It is going to be the AP Nasus support item who's going to just be poking out, or trying to poke out rather, the Callista and the Alistar. And if you guys hear any drilling in the background, my wife is installing some stuff around the house, so I apologize. She's whispering that she's sorry as well.
Love it.
And the game
Alright.
is starting back up. It might freeze for a moment here on stream. It did that yesterday every time there was a pause. If so, I'm sorry. Corrupting Potion coming out of both mids. Both junglers going for Chilling Smite. Nothing super crazy so far besides that Nasus with the Spell Thieves, which is pretty wild. I'm excited to see it. It looks like both teams just going to do a pretty standard 5-point here. There's the freeze I was talking about, and here we go.
Curious to see who won the skin battle between these teams here. Let us know in chat, I guess.
Yeah, in chat, let us know who you guys think won the draft, by the way. We got Cho, Fid, Lucian, Callista, Alistar versus Karma, Zenzao, Malphite, Ezreal, and NASA support. So I'm excited to see what you guys think about it in the draft. Let us know in the comments.
Minions have spawned.
Okay, so red side drops a ward at their chickens, maybe worried about Fiddle going blue and just immediately heading towards there.
It's a concern because he is. Looks like he might be starting on. Oh, Karma going for a little
Karma.
early action up here. Just getting some deep vision.
Looks like she's trying to get information for her jungler. Lots of pings going down.
Oh, the pings will be crazy. But yeah, you can definitely see each team knows where the other jungler started and is going to be trying to track that early game.
And we'll get
Let's.
to see how the Nasus works here.
Well, there goes a little poke right there. And if the Callista gets too close, he'll whack her with a Q. But I wonder. I guess they're just not going to try and stack his Q at all, because he didn't even go the item where he takes the Relic Shield, where he takes CS or anything. He's going purely for poke.
Right. Super aggressive
Very aggressive Callista.
trade for the Ezreal.
And right now, the Lucian's doing very good early game, poking out that Malphite a little bit. Callista's building. I'm sorry, the Karma's building up a nice little wave here as well.
Yeah, definitely stacking it. I wonder if Zin might head top after that. Trogath is relatively weak in the early levels, so I don't expect him to be able to contest a dive, but doesn't look like they'll have time for it.
And there's the knock into Ezreal, but they're able to get out of it. Callista taking a lot of damage after trading so much onto Ezreal. It looks like she is the one set low on health now.
Yeah, this is a spicy bot lane. I'm loving it.
The Cho'Gath just trying to pick up some cash here. That way everybody can get a quick little update on where we're at in the CS. Karma's got about a wave up on the Cho'Gath. Malphite down about a wave from the Lucian. And everywhere else it's relatively even. A little bit of advantage going over to the Orbital team.
What are her fiddlesticks, by the way?
Looks like he's down at a Tri-Bush, running over towards Krugs. Fit is OP right now, but so is the Zinzao, and his burst cannot be denied, especially with his mobility between the W and the E. He can get in there and make things happen. So we'll see how it turns out in the long run. It might just be one of them gets fed and shuts down the other one the whole game.
Karma bought a coal.
It's interesting. There goes Lucian putting out more damage towards that Malphite and just poking him off the wave.
Oh, Zen coming in for a gank.
Here he goes. The stun lands onto the Cho'Gath. He goes in, dashes with the WE, gets the combo, flashes ahead of him, and is able to lock down the kill. Gets his first blood over to Zinzao.
Nice.
That was a good play by the Karma Zinzao. Looks like Fiddlesticks is roaming up in that area as well.
Lucian's gonna have a good buy here.
Yeah,
Farming really well so far.
It looks like they're trying to set up something going on down here with the Alistar, but I guess they're going to abandon that plan and just get in there.
I wonder if they feel like the Nasus is doing what they were hoping it would do in lane. Does with Ezreal being down 6 CS.
I mean, that's true. He's down a wave, but you got to wonder, is this more of like a late game kind of strategy that they hope after he gets 2-3 items that when he drops that down in the middle of a fight, is that just going to burn them down if he goes Leandry's first or something like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely have to wait and see. Looks like some early dragon
Yeah, you can
contesting
see-
is going on.
You see Fiddle and Lucian along with Alistar roaming down towards the dragon right now. Let's go ahead and take a look on that. And you've got Callista roaming over, so you've got 4 people here on Dragon putting a very big prio on getting that first Infernal, and it is going to get locked down. We'll get back into it. Xin Zhao and Malphite both roaming topside with this Karma. They might be trying to make a dive on Cho'Gath here. We're going to have to see. He's pretty low, poked out. There goes the R from Malphite, and the kill is locked down by Malphite. That is another kill going over in favor of Urgotten Evolved.
Yeah. They're playing really well, you know? With the Ezreal only being down a little bit, they're making plays across the map, and now they got 2 kills on them, so... Cho'Gath being targeted. I wonder if they just keep going top.
I mean, that might be the play, is just continue to beat him down. And you know what? I think I got my teams confused. Urgotten Evolved is blue side. My apologies. And Orbital is on the red side. So Orbital is actually up 2 kills here, but the CS is still even. Which just lends credence to the fact that that Lucian is out CSing that Malphite, keeping the gold difference relatively even.
Yeah. And Lucian's gonna have to be something they think about too. He's definitely strong already.
And that's just going to keep on happening until that Malphite gets some more armor. Then he will be he will not be that strong.
That's true.
Now you've got Nasus roaming around topside. Looks like Rift Herald was picked up and goes over to the blue team. So Urgotten Evolved has gotten the Rift Herald. It's on Fiddlesticks, and we'll see where they decide to drop that. They're doing a little invade, getting some deep vision, and coming around topside to try and get Karma here. Knockup misses from Cho'Gath as they come in. Fiddlesticks
Blue buff
hover.
steal from Callista, actually.
And Malphite with the roam. Oh no, he's just getting some vision here. And we'll see another little invade going on here for Xin Zhao getting those Krugs. Fiddlesticks roaming over. It's going to be a 3v3 down in the bot lane. Lucian might be roaming down to match, but it looks like he's going to back. And everybody skates away pretty easily.
Malphite's starting to look pretty good in this matchup.
He is. He's still down a good 20 CS or so, but that kill on him from the top side roam is going to be very helpful. He did go Dark Seal after his armor items, so he is going to be putting a little bit of pressure on his AP side, which is nice to see too. Karma continuing to try and poke out this Cho'Gath, making him itemized towards magic resistance. Oh, and here comes the gank from Fiddlesticks. The calling comes out from Lucian, and the cure is killed by Lucian on Malphite mid.
Great timing.
Yes, Froggy is in the top lane with his call. We have a friend we play with who loves to roll call no matter what lane he goes into, and that Karma just speaks to him. Alright, the Rift Herald comes down. Get a little bit of turret gold while it's still available on the Fiddlesticks and the Malphite. And Callista's going to roam up here and try and get first turret gold solo. Let's see if she's able to do it. Not quite a big enough wave for her to secure that down. But she's rotated over to mid, and Lucian is now going bot, so they are putting a priority on getting gold onto this Callista. There comes a little fear onto the Zenzel, but nothing much comes of it. Cloud drag up right now. We'll see what's going to happen with the priority and the vision in that area.
I
Looks
wonder
like
if the top laners come down at all for it.
teleport is available on the Karma, not available on the Cho'Gath for another couple seconds here. So we'll see if that gives them a big advantage to come down and make something happen. Teleport's down on both the mid, but they're close enough to roam down and make whatever they need to happen. Looks like Red has a little bit more priority in the area, and we're going to see them start up the dragon. Yep, they're going to go ahead and start up the dragon, and blue side is aware that is happening. And we'll see if anything happens.
Looks like they're giving it up.
Secured, and they are going to run up here to blue side, or to mid rather. Alright.
Swapping some lane assignments around, it looks like, for both teams.
Yeah, Malphite's going down to match the Lucian. Got both ADCs brute forcing it out mid lane. Here comes Zenzel mid for a gank possibly on the Callista. And he doesn't do anything, just gives a little pressure relief to his Ezreal and backs out of there. Alistar coming down for the realm with Nasus hovering in the area as well.
Callista's gonna be a problem.
She's going to be a very big problem.
Turret plating will soon fall.
Malphite starting to roam. Didn't get deep vision or anything like that. It looks like he was starting to roam and got out of there. Fiddlestick coming in. Malphite coming out from the teleport top side. Lands the stun onto the Fiddlesticks.
Wow.
Malphite R, but flashes away. It looks like he's going to secure the kill onto... He secures the kill onto Fiddlesticks, but now it is a 3 versus 1. The calling comes out from Lucian. He's able to kill the Karma. And then the Zenzel falls. And will we see the kill? How? Yep. Malphite falls as well. That ends up being a 3 for 1 in favor of Urgotten Evolved. They were able to turn the tides there and give themselves a small gold advantage of about 2,000.
Yeah, really nice play. Way to respond from both teams.
Very good
Lucian
response.
really came in and cleaned that up.
You had some teleports coming down, everything else. Good team fight. Alright, Callista uses her R to keep the Alistar alive after engaging on the Ezreal. We saw a teleport come through, and Karma is now back to being topside. They're going to try and 3-man this wave under, possibly.
And got fed off that fight too, so it can be a force.
Keep in mind, the Callista's the challenger level player. I don't know what the other team looks like. I can double check real quickly for you.
One of them was Grandmaster on the other team.
Let me get some stats here. Yeah. So we've got a lot of guys in here that have a lot of skill. And Callista, poked out heavily, but still going in for the aggression onto the Karma, takes a stun from the Karma and is killed by the Karma.
Oh.
Didn't see that coming. She felt very strong and apparently is just not up to peak yet. She's going to Wit's End first item. Attack speed along with the magic resistance. Apparently she is putting a lot of respect on the Nasus W, the Malphite Q, and the poke coming out of Karma. You've got both tanks now in the bot lane just kind of making things happen. It looks like Blue is going to try and make a dive happen down there. However, Lucian is going in on the Ezreal. All
Nobody
right.
can match this Lucian right
The stun
now.
knockup comes on into Malphite. They are continuing to chunk him out. There it goes, and it looks like Cho'Gath is able to get the fight. Ezreal R comes out, but not too much done. A little poke onto the Fiddlesticks, and he's able to get out of there alive.
Just a really clean dive executed perfectly.
Dragon's going to be up in about 58 seconds. We'll see how the next set of teams decide to run around and get vision, put prio on that dragon. Right now there are one dragon apiece. Right now there's one dragon apiece with Urgotten having the Infernal Drake and Orbital having the Cloud Drake.
Yeah, it looks like some mythic items starting to come in now. You see Karma with the Leandras, interestingly. Curious to see what Nasus ends up going with.
Looks like he first component was an arm guard.
Yeah.
All right. 2 seconds till dragon spawns. Let's see how this fight goes down. Alistar taking some damage from the Malphite early.
Wow, really chunked
Getting
out bad.
chunked out hard. Yes, there comes the ult from the Ezreal. Callista R goes down to make sure that he stays alive, so that's going to be down for the next fight. Rift Herald dropped over by the Dragon Pit, and here comes the fight. Calling comes out from Lucian. He's able to secure the kill on Nasus. Lucian trying to stay alive and trying to poke out damage, ends up securing the kill on the Malphite. They're going in heavily on the Karma. Karma's going to try and get away and is killed by the Callista. Callista is going heavy here on the, on the Ezreal, and the kill is secured by the Callista again. That is a 5-man ace coming out of Urgotten and Evolved.
Yeah, and just a really nice ult by Fiddle. Lucian brought out the Coaling, got a nice kill, managed to stay alive after the Malphite engage, and clean ace. And they get the dragon as well, so.
And that was a very, like you said, a very clean way to get away from that Malphite engage. And they secure themselves the dragon, they get that bot turret, and it looks like they are starting to put, it looks like they were able to secure the dragon. The red team, however, in response was able to get that bot turret.
Cho'Gath is getting stacks, he's already at 6, so it's looking good for the blue side here, you know? They're to have a commanding lead.
Going to take a look at the itemization here real quickly. Sunfire Cape completed on the Cho'Gath. Leandri's first item going on to the Karma. So she is a damage-based Karma, not going to be looking to do as much of a supportive role. You've got Leandri's coming through for Fiddlesticks. Gore Drinker completed on Zenzao. You've got the Gale Force on Lucian, as well as the Frostfire Gauntlet on Malphite. Like I said, kind of interesting that the Callista went first item Wit's End. The Divine Sunder are finally complete on Ezreal, and both the supports are still working on their components for the first item. And it looks like the Cho'Gath is able to push down the red turret in the bot tier 1. And so that's got a little pressure over to the side of Urgotten Evolved at this point. Baron is up. It's another 3 minutes until we see a dragon coming down. So we'll see how this next fight shakes out, if they're going to start to put themselves in position for Baron, or if they're going to shake hands, farm it out, and wait for the next dragon to spawn.
That'll be interesting to see here. I'm liking these lane assignments for the blue side. Karma's not going to be able to stop Cho'Gath now that he has stacks, and Lucian can continue to run over the Malphite, so it's hard for the red side here to have pressure anywhere.
And you've got 4 people from the blue side coming up. The stun goes down on Zenzao. The ult comes out from Fiddlesticks, and the kill is secured by the Callista. Teleport coming through on the Karma to the top side. Malphite are engaged. The calling coming down from Lucian. Stuns coming down, and the Fiddlesticks falls. Karma trying to get herself out of there. Malphite and Nass is taking a little bit of damage now. Ezreal's here to join the fight. They're putting a lot of pressure on the turret. And they're going to try and kill this thing right here, right now. And they get the turret. They have all tier 1s. Urgotten Evolved gets the final tier 1 turret. Alistar with the engage on the Malphite, getting a little bit more damage there. It's a 4v3 in the top side still. Ezreal continuing to chase and poke out a little bit. The knock up from Cho'Gath misses.
They went pretty deep there on blue side, but they still managed to get the tower and go 1-for-1 on the kills, so
Oh,
still
no.
ahead.
They'll take that.
I think it's hard for the red side here, right? Do they group and, you know, try and force a team fight here, but you're just going to get the side waves ran in by Lucian and Cho'Gath, or, you know, do you try and match the side lanes? But blue side's been rotating faster than them, so...
Well, and I think red team has a lot more of a skirmish than a team fight set up, so they want to try and get those picks. They want to try and get those 3v2s and give themselves an advantage. Yep. Anytime they're getting towered over, they're getting into a team fight. I think you're going to see the Fiddlesticks come in. Kalisha's going to ult the Ezreal. The Cullen's going to come out of Lucian, and it's just going to be a crossfire of craze for the blue team.
Yeah,
Ult comes out from Fiddlesticks.
Great.
And he melts through the Malphite very quickly and secures a solo kill on the Malphite over by Baron. A little fight between the ADCs. Colin comes out, almost entirely kills the Ezreal himself. It looks like Kalista is able to secure the kill on him. Kalista is able to secure the kill on the Zenzao, and that puts them at a three-man advantage. I expect them to go for Baron now.
Yeah, and their gold lead's really going to balloon after this Baron. You know, they'll be able to take down these tier 2s and start breaking into the base, and we'll see if they can end the game possibly. They're pretty far ahead now.
They've got a 6,000 gold lead at this point. They're up a dragon, they're up 2 turrets. They just got Baron. It's going to be a very tough game for the red team at this point.
Yeah, and I feel like something to look at would be just a support matchup, right? The Alistar has been able to dive towers, make plays across the map, and the Nasus has just really been following the Ezreal and trying to help him wave clear. So
well, and if we look at the itemization, the Alistar is finally able to get his Locket of Solari, but Nasus is still trying to build even just his Zonias at this point. So that's kind of hard for him to have impact when he's down almost a full item at this point.
Yeah.
And blue team does secure dragon there, putting them at two mountains and an infernal. They are on soul point at this point. And we're not going to see too many objectives popping up for the next 4 minutes or so. So I expect blue team with Baron buff to just try and get their push on and knock down some of these tier 2 turrets.
Oh. And the red side had a really strong early game, right? Got the first 2 kills. Sin was looking good, but looks like the team fight prowess out of the blue side is starting to really show. They're in total control.
It's just a matter of playing to their win condition. I don't think they're in the position right now to try and get those picks, try and get those skirmishes going on where they have the advantage. Even with the Karma, she's not really going much of a support Karma. She's going more of that damage Karma with the Leandries there. Yeah, normally when you see her, she gets Sorelia's battle song so that they have the movement speed boost. She does the items to help give her shields and everything else, but she's going full damage on this one. And the fact of the matter is, you know, the Cho'Gath went the Merc Treads. He went the Gargoyle Stoneplate. You got the Wit's End on Callista, so, you know, all that AP damage isn't going to be as helpful. Meanwhile, Lucian here in the bot lane getting attacked by the Malphite. They're chasing him down. There comes the speed up from the Karma. He's still able to get away. He dropped his calling earlier to put a little damage out. The flash stun comes down, gets the Q onto him, and the kill is secured by Malphite. Here comes Fiddlesticks. Here comes Fiddlesticks with the ult, though. Is able to secure the kill with the Malphite. Currently running around. The Chilling Smite comes out, and he gets a double kill himself onto the Karma.
Yeah.
Meanwhile...
Honestly,
go ahead.
was just gonna say that was a big shutdown on the Karma, and they don't get any inhibs off the Baron buff, so maybe red side it hurts losing 2 people there, but you know they're at least still in it.
They only lost one tier 2 turret off that, and they were able to still secure a kill.
Yeah.
And here goes the second tier 2 turret to fall. First they got the top lane, now they've gotten the bottom lane, and they're continuing just to push in. Oh, they also got the mid. So all tier 2 turrets have fallen for the side of Orbital. And Urgotten Evolved is continuing to dominate this game in the mid to late game. There's a 10,000 gold lead now. And yeah, this Karma has just completed her Morello, so not going to go good if she gets an empowered Q on the team and is able to speed everybody up with her E, and they can get in on somebody.
Yeah, Nasus finally completed his Zonias too, so we'll see if they can do something with these items coming in.
We've got about a minute and a half for the mountain potential soul to spawn up and see if Urgotten Evolved is able to lock that down and get themselves soul, or if the Orbital team is going to go in there and contest and try and make sure that they keep that from them right now. And who is this Lucian really afraid of at this point? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In a one-on-one fight, I don't think he fears anybody besides maybe the Malphite because of how much army he's got, but it still looked like with that calling coming out, he was able to lock down that kill earlier, so...
Malphite's gonna need somebody to help him kill Lucian. I don't think he can take him 1v1, even if he manages to land everything. Interesting Callista build we have going on here.
Alright, we've got a fight breaking out here. The W comes down and the R comes down from Nasus. The re-engage going back on to the Xin Zhao, and Xin Zhao falls to the Cho'Gath. Blue team is now engaging on the red team. The calling comes down from Lucian. Malphite soaking up a lot of that damage. He re-engages with the R and is going to be taken out, not able to secure the kill. Cho'Gath trying to get the knockup, misses. You've got Ezreal and Karma just trying to fleet on the back foot here and stay alive. Stun comes down from the Karma, misses it on the Callista, and they're still fairly healthy here. Meanwhile, the blue team is pretty well poked out, and they're going to just say, let's take Dragon and get the soul point, call it a day.
Yep, and it's 3-0 for the blue side again, and they're gonna take Dragon, get soul here, so still in control. We'll see if they can make a push to finish here soon. Just a clean game.
And we have a pause coming through. While we have a pause coming through in the comments, let us know, did you guys think that the Nasus was going to be more influential than he has been so far? Or did you think that was going to be a secret pick that we just didn't see coming? Let me know in the comments. Thanks, Cheeks. I appreciate that. This is just a small delay because of the pause. We appreciate you. There it is.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Super Cooper. It might be a little troll.
Might have been a little troll. I guess this is why the high-level teams scrim, though, is to see what works and what doesn't work against teams you're relatively equally matched against. But
yeah, think what's hard about that lane is the Callista Alistar beat them to level 2 and just got control from the start, so maybe the Nasus never really got to shine.
All right, and blue team is currently fighting over Baron. They've got a little bit below half health. Ezreal ult comes out. Ezreal sends out, flashes in, and tries to secure the kill. He doesn't, however. He is going to be taken down by the Lucian. So much going on there. Malphite ults over and then flashes back over, trying to engage back on the red team. However, not much is coming of it. Callista's able to get the kill on Karma, and Lucian's able to get a triple kill out of the whole thing, and they fall again. It is now a 15,000 gold lead in favor of Urgotten Evolved. They have Soul Point, they have the towers, they have the Baron buff. I believe this is going to be the final push for the win.
Yeah, it has to be. I can't believe Lucian lived that entire fight. He was so close to dying.
He's so mobile, number one, that he can get around in those team fights and just skirt the damage.
Yeah.
And here comes the final push. And that's a GG.
The game?
All right, guys. This is a 3-game series. So that was game 1 of 3. It'll probably be another 10-15 minutes before the next game is up. So please bear with us, and we will get into that next match here in just a moment.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
If we are one grain of sand in the middle of the ocean, can you try to understand how a touch can cause explosions? Rise up. We're too great to be landed. Rise up. We're too great to be standing.
They ain't never gonna stop us, fly at 'em like choppers, better took those risks, hold one of my fists, we fire starters, one out of a million will reach those heights, always gonna feel that I won't deny, not work, never could toss, look in my eyes, I'm on the rocks, guys. Rise, part of my size, trying to make sense of it all comprise. Yeah, highs, spinning these skies. I was stuck down, feeling paralyzed, but I'm up now. We all too late to fall. Yeah, anyone coming, I'ma lift them all. Never look down when there's risk involved. I got guts, got a lot, I gotta risk it all. Ain't got no feelings, we just floating. Yeah, I'm that grain of sand that made it out the ocean. A couple milli now, I'm causing a commotion. I've been coasting, hear my name around the world like an explosion.
All right, and thank you for tuning in. The pro draft is just about complete, and we will get into the client draft here in just a moment. The last game was it ran away from the other team, but it looks like Urgotten Evolved was able to take the win there. We'll see how this game goes. Joe? Dat Joe is joined by me, Charles Elroy, and we are about ready to start the show.
Good to get into it.
All right. Now, keep in mind these teams have already banned and done the draft in a separate program, so the bans that we see may not be totally in line with what they banned out during the actual ban phase. But the picks will be valid, and we'll see what this comes down to this game. Do you expect to see the NASA support again, Joe? Joe, do you expect to see the NASA support again?
No, I think they make a change in the bot lane and head a different direction. And get off the masses.
So we see Ornn and Mordekaiser selected for the top roles. Looks like we are going to see a Hecarim and a Kindred in the jungle. A Kali is going to be, going into a Nocturne. I love the Nocturne mid pick.
Yeah. Gonna have a lot of pressure.
The global ult makes him very, very strong. The game last night, we saw Nocturne in a couple different games, and he was able to just steamroll ahead of people. So it'll be interesting to see if that happens again.
I want a turn.
Hey, what up, Patrick? Thanks for tuning in, man. Hope you enjoy the show. Thank you very much for watching. Hit the follow button if you want to. Kog'Maw. Kog'Maw ADC is going to be very strong, and if it's combined with a Lulu, that will be busted.
Yeah. Play a strong bot lane, skills well. The Kai'Sa
There it
now
is.
pretty good too.
Boom. All right, so thank you, Patrick, appreciate it. So we're going to see a Kog'Maw Lulu bot lane. That is just going to scale hard and give the attack speed and peel for Kog'Maw that he needs to get big and control that bot lane. We've got Nocturne with his global ultimate, or semi-global ultimate, that's going to really allow him to roam and put pressure on other lanes. Mordekaiser is just super strong. I hope we get to see Project Mordekaiser. That would be kind of fun. And then on the flip side, we've got Ornn, Kindred, Akali, Kai'Sa, and Nautilus. If you're watching the game in the comments, let me know who you think won draft, who you think's got a little bit stronger team. We've got Urgotten Evolved on the red side, and we've got Orbital on the blue side. So who do you think won the draft in your opinion?
Yeah, and something to watch here during the break. I went and checked out this challenger player. He's actually a top 200 player on the ladder, ranked at 184. So the Cogmod definitely somebody to watch this game.
Whoever Slooper says whoever has Cog Lulu is going to win. Broken. Very true.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. You've got a Kindred on the other team, right? Provides a lot of team fight peel with his ult, being able to stop kills from coming through and give time to get the chunk out. You've got Ornn, who's just going to be a tank, and the gold value that Ornn lends with his ability to upgrade other items after level 13 is going to be stupid in the late game. Akali's a great burst assassin, has a lot of ability to get to the backline with her R, her dash, and everything else. And Kai'Sa Nautilus is still a strong bot lane, too, so I think this is a lot more even matchup, especially since we're not seeing an Nasus support.
The Nautilus is a total change of direction from the Nasus, so it'll be interesting to see expected here on a more traditional support.
And I like
Really
that,
makes a difference.
and I like that no teams ran back any of the same picks from last game. A lot of times in these scrims, you'll see like three Zen Zhao games, or you'll see three Mordekaiser games, or whatever it is. So it's nice to see that they're switching up the picks, given a true chance to play into each other and see what happens here.
Yep.
Alright guys, this is just a little delay while we let the game get started so that if any of them are tuned in, there is no kind of integrity issues with the game and they're seeing what other people are doing. So while we get into it, if you're in the chat, like I said, let me know who you think won draft. If I'm going to be honest with myself, I got to go with Slooper Cooper and say Lulu's Bay. She's going to win that. I think the team with Lulu Kog'Maw just has a lot stronger team fights. I think that the peel that Lulu provides, along with the boosting she provides from an attacking standpoint, her polymorph and everything else, I think she's going to have a lot stronger presence in the team fights than Nautilus.
Yeah. Their front to back is pretty good for both sides. It'll be interesting to see who the Mordekaiser ends up bolting when these team fights start happening. Maybe takes out the Akali. Agma never gets touched. We'll have to see.
That's true. Takes out the Akali, takes out the Kindred, so his R isn't a factor in the fight for while they just blow everybody up. Especially if you've got that Nocturne going in on a fight, or if you've got the Hecarim running in there. Both those champions like to just run in, do their damage, and then have the Kog'Maw and the Lulu follow up. Mordekaiser takes somebody out that's just going to stop them from doing that.
Exactly. We'll have to see what happens here, but I'm loving these picks in the solo lanes. Very spicy. Nocturne versus Akali should be pretty hype.
I expect Nocturne to bully her a little bit early game, but I think the Akali will come around and start to come into her own mid game.
Yeah.
Alright, and here we go. Again, this is red side, Urgotten Evolved, blue side, Orbital, and this is the second out of 3 games for this Master Level Scrim. Nothing too crazy when it comes to the summoner spells. You've got the Lulu with Exhaust and the Nautilus with Ignite, so we'll see how that affects the laning phase.
Yep. And everybody will have to report Kindred after this game for not having a skin.
And we're going to see if they get into a standard 5-point, or if we see something a little bit crazier out of these guys. Maybe an invade somewhere.
Yeah, I would expect something from the blue side maybe with the Nautilus, but it looks like they're heading toward just a 5-point.
Nope, both teams are just going to 5-point it out, hover in the area, and make sure nobody else does anything crazy. Flashing the emotes mid. Kindred coming up for maybe a little bit of poke onto the Nocturne. Ornn looks like he's going to get spotted out on Vision top side.
Yeah.
Nocturne backs up immediately, not wanting to be any part of a 3-man gank mid. Especially at just a minute into the game, that would not be a very fun start. And with Kindred starting blue side, it looks like the bot level here, the bot team for Orbital is going to try and get a little bit of cheese action on. Fake leash kind of coming out from the Cog Lulu. Let's see how this goes down here.
Yeah, both top laners helping the junglers out, so looks like getting towards bot side is going to be the priority here. I should see.
And there they come. The hook comes into Kog'Maw. Some damage going down early on him. The exhaust comes out onto the Kaisa. She's taking a lot of damage from the Lulu. The Lulu following up with that empowered auto. It hurts a lot. And chunked out a little bit more than I'm sure that Kaisa would like to be right now.
Yeah, a lot of summoners used.
Yeah, a lot of
flashes up.
All flashes up, but everything else was dropped down. You got both heals out, the exhaust and the ignite. So now they're just going to have to flash away if anything crazy happens. And you've got the Nocturne who's running the Corrupting Potion and the Biscuit, so he's got quite a bit of sustain into that Akali. Chilling Smite on the Kindred, Challenging Smite on the Hecarim, so I expect Hecarim to be in there with the team fight. A little bit stronger presence there, but nothing too crazy. And Ornn just trying to push and crash that top wave in, hoping he doesn't get frozen in an unfavorable position. There's the knockup coming out of Ornn. And there's the passive procced on Mordekaiser. Nothing too crazy, but Mordekaiser is in a damaged position. He's not going to be able to do too much, and he'll have to sit under turret and try and catch whatever he can, really. The flash comes out from the Lulu, getting engaged on, and she is killed. The first blood going over to... Oh, the first blood going over to Kindred, but it looks like... That was quite the back and forth show. So that was a pretty even trade and a fight down there. It looks like Kindred was able to secure the second kill there onto the Kaisa. However, Hecarim showed up and got that kill on the Nautilus and was able to lock that down for him. So it's an overall 2-for-1 trade down there. And you can see that Kindred's already got his Doom Quiver there. Meanwhile, the Hecarim hasn't had a chance to back yet, so if they run into each other, it's still a little bit of a disadvantage for the Hecarim. Lulu and Nautilus both roaming topside, trying to put pressure and help their junglers do what they need to. Looks like Hecarim is going to be in the area for a gank while Kindred gets caught out on that Scryer Bloom. There's the stun coming through. Here he goes. He does flash used. They're going to chase for it, and they get the kill. Hecarim's able to lock up the kill, takes a couple turret shots, but still walks away with his life, which is what matters to him. And Akali dashing back in, putting a little bit more pressure on the Nocturne. I was wrong. I thought he would have a little bit more pressure early game. But the CS is even, and he's got less health, so I'm going to call that one in favor of Akali. And right now that Cog's up about a wave or so. The Ornn is up maybe a wave or two if the math works out. He's up about 2 waves. The fear comes down onto Akali, but she's able to get out of there before the Nocturne can get the fear off and backs out. And there's Ornn getting his first turret plate. Kindred Mark goes on to Lulu, which does not make you feel good at all. Joe, is this playing out how you thought it would to start off? Co-host Joe, are you there? The fear coming down onto the Akali.
Way more even.
The ult coming out from Hecarim. He's not able to see her. She's running all over the place. She dashes out of there. Guns the Q, uses the Nocturne ult, and secures the kill onto Akali.
Really well executed there by the Nocturne, saving his ult until Akali had no escape.
And that's Urgotten evolved, up with 4 kills to 2, about 1,000 gold lead at this point.
Yeah, both junglers are in a really strong spot right now.
And Hecarim's over in Kindred's topside jungle. Kindred going down for his bot side mark on that scuttle. Joe, do you mind checking and seeing how many marks Kindred's on already?
Yeah, that was actually the first one she's picked up.
Okay. So she's still got a little time to get until she scales up to being a little bit more of a threat on the map.
Yep, we're looking for 4 for her to start getting the most out of that. She is going to pick up a dragon here, so not bad.
Blue team managed to get the first dragon, a lot more control than they had last game. Akali going into that Nocturne, and here comes the Hecarim for a repeat gank coming in on mid. Trying to stay in that shroud, stay alive. Hecarim taking some turret shots, very low health, but they're able to lock up the kill on the Akali again. That's 2 kills on Akali here in the last couple moments. That's not looking good for her.
Yeah. Have to see if Nocturne starts extending his advantage to other lanes.
Nocturne Q hits the Kindred, almost kills him. That would have been very unfortunate for the Kindred.
Yeah. The red side's looking strong here again. You know, they're in control. 3K gold lead.
Urgotten Evolved is looking very strong. Like you said, they are at a 3K gold lead. About a 2.5K gold lead at this point. Most of that gold is in favor of the Hecarim and the Nocturne. There's a little bit of gold lead bot side through the CSing, but besides that, the Hecarim and the Nocturne are the ones that are really carrying the show.
Yeah.
And Kindred has an unfortunate mark spawn over on the Gromp red side, so we'll see if he's able to get his hands on that. Kaisa just getting poked out from that Kog'Maw Aro as well as the... what's going on here mid? A little damage onto the Nocturne.
Oh, just missed it. Gotta see if Hecarim comes mid now that Akali used her ult.
The Fear almost gets out onto the Akali, but she's able to dash away and save herself. Hecarim coming in for the gank on the bot side. Uses his ult to able to get down a lot of damage onto that Kaisa Ignite, and she's going to fall. You have the Kindred coming up, but taking a lot of damage in the process, trying to match the roam and not able to do so. Nocturne also following down, and it looks like he's going to take the red from blue side. Kindred went too far, and it looks like he might have overextended. Almost got blasted right back into him, which would have been very bad for him. But a lot of damage coming through on the red side, and it looks like they're able to additionally get the red buff onto Nocturne and scare off the Kindred as well as get the kill onto Kaisa.
And blue side, although behind, they do have a pretty good scaling team comp with Kindred Ornn, and hopefully can get to a point where they can win a team fight.
Well, and the real value for Ornn's going to come when he's able to upgrade weapons and get that extra gold value onto Kaisa, get that extra gold value onto Kindred so that they can start to become a lot more of a threat in the mid to late game.
Yeah. Just want to try and stop the bleeding and dying in the lanes and just continue to control the objectives. They got the first dragon, and they're in position to get a rift here too, so we'll have to see.
Kindred's going in on it, but he's going to get spotted on the Scryer Bloom by the Hecarim and back off. Where is he going to stay in the area? Let's go ahead and get a little bit more visibility on that. He's going to stay in the area and stay on it, it looks like. Hecarim is hanging out in the area, but Akali and Ornn are roaming up. Ornn is going in on the Hecarim just to keep him off base. The Ornn ult comes out, and they completely abandon the ult to go in for the kill. Secure on the Hecarim, and Hecarim is down. It is now a 3v1 for the Mordekaiser. He's going to try and just make it to his turret before they get any more damage onto him. But with the wave there, they might go for a dive. Nope, they're going to go right back to that Rift Herald and try and secure that out for him. Nice play from Orbital there. I like that they'd immediately let go of the Rift to go ahead and get that kill onto Hecarim so that they don't have any contest coming out from him for the Rift Herald.
Yeah, and Kindred is 3-0, so she's gonna be strong. Probably complete a mythic when she gets back to base after this Rift Herald, and
There's the
we're still
Nocturne ult,
good.
comes down onto Ezreal, is able to do a lot of damage out to him, gets the fear, and is able to lock up the kill and kills Ezreal. Alright, now we got Hecarim coming mid. He's able to get off the fear onto the Akali. She's taking quite a bit of damage hanging out in her shroud. Flash comes out from Lulu. She's able to get 2 autos onto her, and she will kill the Akali. She uses the R on herself to stay alive. Teleport comes down from Ornn. He locks up the kill onto the Lulu. Kindred ult comes out just to keep himself alive from the Hecarim who re-engaged in on him. And that was a heck of a fight. A lot of stuff going on across the map. A lot of teams taking the opportunity when they see him. Let's do a quick check-in real quickly. Looks like it is still about a 3,000 gold lead in favor of Urgotten Evolved over Orbital. Orbital still has that one dragon up, and it looks like they now have the Rift Herald on Kindred. So objective-wise, they are trying to play the game back and get some of that gold in the long run.
Yeah, they're playing the map pretty nice. They're just dying a lot in lane, and hopefully the Scrim and Nocturne don't run over them.
That's the fear, is that those two have so much of the gold that they're just going to continue to put down too much pressure. It looks like blue side wanted to lane swap and get the Ornn into the Nocturne with all his armor and everything else so that he can try and fight against him and slow him down and get the Akali a little extra gold and farm into the Mordekaiser. So we'll see if that was the right strategy or not. Red team answers back, gets the Mountain Dragon. It looks like it's going to be an Ocean Soul, one of my favorite souls on the map. The rejuvenation that you get from an Ocean Soul is just OP as can be. Oh! Kaisa taking a lot of damage, gets the slow, and now you've got the boost coming in from the Lulu, getting just a lot of damage. R drops down. Lulu continuing to take the damage, and she's going to give herself an R to use the heal from her, and she barely makes it out alive.
Yeah, the heal was definitely necessary there, but Cogma didn't miss a single ability there, I think, in that entire sequence. So
No, he was able to land everything, even the R. He's very good at predicting where those guys are going to be when he drops his R down on them. And it looks like they may be getting first turret bot side here.
And that's what you expect to see from a challenger level player in the Kog'Maw, is hitting every single ability, so.
Oh, Hecarim and Nocturne both going here on the Ornn, and he is taken out by Nocturne. And the Rift Herald is going to be used bot lane. They're going to try and get solo gold onto Kai'Sa, or at least split it out with the Kindred since he dropped it. Nocturne getting the mid-tier 1 turret for the red side. And now the tier 1 turret bot side falls for the red team. This is a very fast-paced game. You love to see it. It's going back and forth. Both teams trying to take the advantage that they have and make it work with them. Trying to play their win condition out really well here, and I love to see it.
Yeah, and red side, even though they have a 6k gold lead, want to continue to speed it up. Blue side just got to stop the bleeding.
And it's possible, because as we see, they're all starting to get their mythic items coming in now. Riftmaker over on Akali. You've got 2 Kraken Slayers, one for Kai'Sa, the other one for Kindred. And then you've got Ornn with his Sunfire Cape. Meanwhile, you've got Divine Sunder on the Hecarim. You've got Riftmaker on Mordekaiser. You've got the Stridebreaker coming through on the Nocturne. And again, you see the Wit's End coming through, first item on the Kog'Maw. Now, he played Callista last game, and he went Wit's End first item last game too. Flash coming out from the Lulu just to stay alive. The engage going on to Kog'Maw. It's a 4v3. They might be able to pull this one out. They are melting through him. The ult comes out. He's able to kill the Kai'Sa. He's able to get the fear onto the Ornn and clock down the Ornn. The Kindred ult comes out, gets a little bit of healing, but he still falls to the Kog'Maw. And that is a 3-for-0 trade in favor of Urgotten Evolved.
Yeah, and Kog'Maw was so close to dying, but you know he's full health now, so really, really close to dying and being a totally different team fight.
And it looks like Akali is trying to go in on the Mord here, gets Her R off and dies to the Hecarim when he dashes in. So ultimately, across the board, that was a 4 for 1. Not exactly what you're hoping for, but Akali's got to feel better about getting a kill at least. The bot half of the map. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say she's almost level 11, so she gets stronger.
Yeah, once she hits level 11, she'll. And we're still 2 levels away from the Ornn being able to upgrade everything. But that Nocturne
Almost a
already
10K
level
gold
12.
lead. Yeah.
Like you said, they've got to slow the game down a little bit. They've got to be poised and ready to fight over the objectives. They've got to stop the other team from stacking up those dragons. They've got to make sure they defend their tier 1 turrets, or at least the top tier, the top and mid tier 1 turrets if they can. But I don't think there's much they can do at this point.
I have to agree with you there. I mean, almost a 10K gold lead and just pure dominance out of Urgotten, 2 games in a row.
And that's what they need to do. So as you can see, Kindred was able to secure the second Rift Herald. They need to be on control of the objectives. They're going to give the second dragon away, but this one's going to get them a lot more pressure, especially since Zorn's able to lock down that tier 1 turret topside. I think they're playing well right now. This is what they need to do to put themselves in win condition.
Yeah, they're playing from behind, so trading objectives is definitely a good thing for them at this point, and it's only 1 to 2 in drags too, so they got time to buy with that. Hopefully use this rift to get this mid tier 1 down.
Well, if they're lucky, they can use it to crash it into the tier 2 and get a little extra damage. If they can get that mid kind of equaled out, they'll find themselves in a lot more favorable position. Even being down almost 9k gold at this point. Didn't want to lose that top tier turret. That's not fun. But here's the problem: is no matter where Nocturne goes, I don't think he can be matched by the Akali. I don't think he can be matched by the Kaisa, by the Kindred. I think he's going to blow them up no matter what happens. He needs to have, either the Ornn or somebody there with Nautilus.
Yeah, he's a full item above Akali right now, so it's going to be hard for her to do much to him.
And Kog'Maw's just melting this turret, not even afraid of some of the turret shots that Lulu's going to take.
And it's just great map play, right? You have your bot lane shoving in with your Hecarim hovering in the jungle, and you got lane pressure in 2 other lanes from Nocturne and Mord, so
And we have
really
Baron,
hard to be everywhere.
and we have Baron spawning right now, so it looks like they're going to try and get a reset, and they might try and put the pressure on the Baron now that they have all the priority in top and mid lane in the world, that they don't have to worry about anything happening there.
And with a really good pace.
20 minutes right when it pops up, being able to go ahead and try and secure that, I'd say so.
Kog'Maw with an interesting build. He went Randuin's on the Callista 3rd item too, so.
So he's got the Randuins and the Runins on him. Interesting.
Pretty much identical build, I think, with Callista.
And he still hasn't got. He went Divine Sunder as far as his mythic item goes, and we haven't seen anything going towards his mythic yet. So he's just purely going for the attack speed and apparently a little bit of sustainability.
Really leaning into the Kog'Maw W, I think, trying to get the most out of it.
All right, Nocturne ult comes down. The teleport comes in. He ults over onto the onto the Kindred, who flashes over the wall. Lulu taking a lot of damage there. Kindred still alive. Nocturne going over and just trying to defend that mid turret. Akali coming in, gets onto the back line. She's doing some damage. However, Lulu's able to give herself the empowered R and stays alive. And Kai'Sa falls down. Kindred R comes out, and Kog'Maw locks up the kill on Kindred. And that is a 3-for-1 trade. Not what you want to see if you're Orbital. There comes the hook out of the Nocturne, but even those two tanky boys don't want to get into the fight with Nocturne.
Yeah, and I like the ult from Kai'Sa to get to the backline there, but the flashing away from her team just really made it hard for them to follow up, I think, so unfortunate play.
Oh, Lulu dies to the Baron. That's not how you want to go out if you're Lulu, but if you got to go out anyway, I guess that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Hecarim almost died to the Baron there.
I'm more than a 10k gold lead right now, so tough for the blue side.
Yeah, I mean, ooh. He's so good with that R on Kog'Maw. He just knows right where that Kai'Sa is going to be. Oh, and there comes Nocturne R onto Kai'Sa, and he blows her up. He's going to continue his engage on the Kindred and the Nautilus, not afraid of much of anything. Chunking out the Kindred. The smite comes down from the Kindred to keep him alive, but he's able to lock the kill down, and Hecarim gets the kill. He's going to go in on Akali now. Keep in mind, he's got a GA, though, so he's not terribly afraid, even if they kill him, about what's going to happen. Ignite comes down onto the Nautilus, and he gets killed by the Mordekaiser.
Yeah, that's a wipe.
You've still got Akali and Ornn trying to hold the base down, but I don't know there's much that they can do. The third dragon is going to go over to Urgotten Evolved, which is just putting them on soul point, gives them a lot more regeneration, which is not what you want to see if you're on Orbital.
No, definitely not.
Kindred trying to poke out the Nocturne and the Mordekaiser there. Ooh, the pull comes out from Mordekaiser, able to get the Kai'Sa pulled out a little bit, but nothing too substantial. They're going to back and reset at this point, having secured all the tier 1 and 2 turrets, and pushing mid, trying to get that first base turret working on the inhib.
Yeah, absolute shellacking, almost 15k gold lead, so tough spot. Pretty much praying for a miracle if you're on the blue side right now.
Now, Ornn is level 14, so he's been able to upgrade the Kraken Slayer on the Kai'Sa, so that might help a little bit here.
Kog'Maw doing a spirit massage, so
I mean, I think
tanky Kog'Maw.
very
Pretty hard
tanky
to tell.
Kog'Maw. Nocturne ult comes down. Nocturne is engaging in on the Akali. And now it's a 4v1. This might be one of the time Nocturne is going to regret going in as heavily as he did. Kai'Sa R comes out. They blow the GA. All 5 members are here to secure that kill, and they give the shutdown over to Ornn. However,
Really
it looks
clean
like
by the Akali.
very clean. And it looks like the red team is going to just try and answer back by pushing in and getting that top tier 1 turret. Not tier 1, getting that top base turret.
And no inhibs are down yet, so can respond. Horn upgrades are going to continue to come through.
Baron not up for about 2 minutes or so. Dragon not up for 2.5 minutes. So there's no real objectives to fight over here. I would expect blue team to try and put pressure mid and try and get that tier 1 turret down mid. I'd expect red team just to continue to be with what they've done and try and pick people off and then roll over on the rest of blue.
So, Ollie's scaling and getting stronger too, so just have healing cut now.
She's got the Oblivion Orb in her inventory, which means that she is going to start to cut through people a little bit more as well. Heckram's quite the tanky boy.
He is a beefy boy.
And look at that attack speed on Kog'Maw. He is just melting through the waves.
Yeah, and that's with 2 tank items.
That Lulu is busted when combined with the Kog'Maw. There goes a little bit of movement speed, and they're just going to try and melt down the ore, and Heckram ult comes in. Nocturne ult comes in. There's a teleport coming in as well, and it looks like it's a 5v4. Mordekaiser not going to join the fight, and Heckram falls down to the Kindred. Now Mordekaiser's coming in, even though they're a man down. He's full health. Everybody else is relatively weak. Mordekaiser gets a triple kill on the Ornn, Kindred, and Kaisa. Nocturne chasing down the Akali. Akali's able to secure the kill on Nocturne. Akali is still alive. This is a 3-for-3 trade out right now. It is Kog'Maw and Mordekaiser versus the Nautilus and the Akali. Are they going to be able to stop them from melting these 2 turrets down or no?
I think they can stop it here with the Akali coming back.
Oh, Nautilus is melted down. Akali tries to go back in and engage on the Mordekaiser. He pops with gray health and is able to stay alive. You've got the Kindred coming up here in about 2 seconds, the Kaisa in 2 seconds, so I'd expect them to run out there, but they may fall just as easily to these 2.
Yeah, man, it just looks like a bot diff again, honestly.
Mordekaiser falls, however, the Kog'Maw is just cutting through these guys. What am I watching?
And it's a tank Kog'Maw too, right? So.
And there comes the Nocturne securing the kill on the ore and dropping his spear. It's now Nautilus, the only one up for another 10 seconds. And you've got Lulu, you've got Heckram, and you've got Nocturne in the base again, knocking on your front door. Nautilus trying to do what he can to stay alive, but Akali now up, going to try and get in there. This Zonia is coming out. Able to secure the kill on Lulu. But looks like that's going to be what they call a GG. And Urgotten and Evolved is going to go ahead and win the kill. Win the game.
Really
that
good
is
try.
Looks like the game froze out, but it does not matter. Nocturne Evolve just wins. All right, that was game 2 of a 3-game series. Stay with us and stay tuned for game 3.
I'm a beautiful disaster, a reckoning. You wonder how I got this way. You think I'm someone to be saved, someone to clean up and tame. Oh, some things never change, never change. Oh. You think I would look pretty on your arm once you cover up my bruises and battle scars, but it always ends the same. Can't bear the things I've had to face. Got you crying on your knees in pain. Oh, some things never change, never change. Oh, you'll break your back to make me feel again. Suffocate to make me breathe again. Lose your mind from endless pain. Some things never change, never change. Oh, redemption never came. I stopped asking for forgiveness, cause you should know only fools tread where the angels fear to go, but you keep trying to get too close. Save myself by turning into stone. So save your judgment cause you just don't know. But some things never change, never change. Oh, they say I should feel guilty and change my ways, leaving crumpled bodies in my wake. Swear I didn't mean to make them break. Swear I didn't mean to make them break. But they're so delicate and so mundane, and they keep coming like a moth to a flame. Oh, some things never change, never change. You'll break your back to make me feel again. Suffocate to make me breathe again. Lose your mind from endless pain. Some things never change, never change. Oh, redemption never came. You make me move, you make me dance, you make my heart beat super fast. You lift me up, you make me laugh. Baby, you're the best I ever had. You're the best I ever had. You're the best I ever had. Best I ever had. You're the best I ever had. Best I ever had. You're the best I ever had. You make my heart beat super fast. Super fast. Super fast.
You make my heart beat super fast.
And everyone, thank you very much for tuning in. It looks like the third game has been canceled. That was 2 games in favor of Urgotten Evolved over Orbital Esports. We appreciate you tuning in. Look for another scrim tomorrow. I will post out the link, and I look forward to seeing you there. If you haven't done so, go ahead and feel free to hit the follow button for more of these scrims. I'd appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you later. Have a great day, and bye-bye.